Naruto. Ranking of the Anbu ninjas. In Naruto, there's a special ninja unit in every hidden village known as the Anbu. They're basically an elite division, a squad of ninjas only called in for the most dangerous missions, usually the kind that involve killing someone. Within the Anbu are some of the strongest ninjas in the world, and today we're going to break down a ranking of the most well-known ones. Let's go. Every ninja village in Naruto has its own Anbu squad, and each one can be pretty different from the others. But one thing is always true, they're true elite. In the Konoha Anbu, for example, there's a whole internal hierarchy unique to the Anbu, totally different from the ranks of regular ninjas, even among Jonin. And Anbu members have to wear masks and hide their identities while they serve. Some of the greatest ninjas of all time were once Anbu members, and today we're ranking the 12 most powerful of the entire series. Let's get started. Yamanaka. Yamanaka was one of Danzo's most trusted men when he tried to take over the title of Hokage. He was part of Root, a kind of parallel Anbu that Danzo commanded, even more strict and ruthless when it came to training and chain of command. Now, in terms of abilities, Fu was very well-rounded, even if he wasn't truly exceptional at anything. But what did make him stand out was the mind transfer jutsu of the Yamanaka clan, the same one we saw with Ino and Inoichi, and which Fu mastered to a high level. Sai was also part of the Anbu, and Danzo saw him as a prodigue. He actually believed Sai would surpass Naruto and Sasuke. Of course, that didn't happen, but Sai was still an incredibly tough ninja, especially when it came to espionage and infiltration missions. Proof of that? He managed to infiltrate Orochimaru's hideout, which is no small feat. And in combat, Sai is completely unique, with his jutsus based on ink drawings, using chakra-infused ink and paper to summon creatures into battle. Torune Aburame. Torune Aburame is probably the strongest ninja in the history of the Aburame clan, the one that uses insect control in combat. In Torune's case, he was considered a prodigy, able to manipulate tiny, almost microscopic insects and use them for all kinds of purposes, including causing unbearable pain to his enemies. He was a key member of Konoha's Anbu, and although Shino Aburame eventually surpassed him, Torune was highly respected, both within the clan and the Anbu itself. Ao. Now here's our first ninja on the list from outside Konoha. Ao from the Hidden Mist village. He was kind of a bodyguard for the 5th Mizukage, and for good reason. Before that, he was part of the Hunter Nin, a special unit within Mist's Anbu, focused entirely on tracking down and eliminating rogue ninjas. His greatest asset? The Byakugan in his right eye, which he took during the Third Great Ninja War after killing a member of the Hyuga clan from Konoha. That's right, he literally took a Hyuga's eye and kept it for himself. Yamato. Yamato is a familiar face in Konoha's Anbu, and was even one of Naruto's mentors for a time, leading Team 7 in place of Kakashi. Yamato is actually just an alias. No one really knows his real name, even though Kakashi talks about him all the time. Now here's the thing. Yamato is the result of an experiment by Orochimaru, which is why he possesses the Wood Release, the same legendary ability of the first Hokage. Of course, his Wood Release isn't as powerful as Hashirama's, but it's still extremely rare and incredibly useful. Zabuza Momochi. Zabuza Momochi, the demon of the Hidden Mist, was also part of the Mist Village's Anbu, in addition to being one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Mist. In Kirigakure, the selection process, training, and tests for ninjas were extremely brutal, often deadly. Legend has it that Zabuza killed hundreds of students just to climb the ranks, even developing a silent assassination technique where he made no sound at all as he approached and killed his target. Basically, he was a real-life Assassin's Creed ninja. Even as a villain from the very beginning, Zabuza was insanely powerful. Kabuto Yakushi. Kabuto Yakushi. The man's done everything in this series, so of course he was also part of Konoha's Anbu. He specialized in espionage, and let's be honest, he was always a damn good spy. besides his overpowered medical ninjutsu, his disguises, and his undercover work. Kabuto was just on another level. He became even more powerful after leaving the Anbu, but even during his time there he was highly respected, and for good reason. People like Kakashi and Orochimaru himself, his former boss, recognized that Kabuto was far above average, a truly dangerous ninja from the start. Kakashi Hatake. If there's one ninja who can be considered the face of the Anbu, someone who embodies everything the Anbu needs in a shinobi, it's our beloved Kakashi Hatake. His cold demeanor and sharp skills fit perfectly with Konoha's elite unit, and he was without a doubt one of the greatest in the organization's history. He's one of the few whose rank and achievements in the Anbu are well known. He was a captain, which means he led an entire squad of other Anbu ninjas. That's no small feat. For a long time, Kakashi carried out assassination missions with insane precision and a coldness that could scare anyone. Until one day he'd had enough and requested to leave the Anbu. When you analyze that phase of Kakashi's life, it's honestly amazing he didn't become a villain. He had all the qualities for it. Danzo Shimura. Danzo was the leader of Root, Konoha's Black Ops subdivision, and he almost became the 6th Hokage. In fact, he worked really hard to make that happen. Despite being powerful, he was malevolent, seen as an extremist, someone stuck in the old ways. Still, he had a lot of influence in the leadership of Root. His biggest secret? A modified arm containing Hashirama's cells and 10 Sharingan he could use to cast Izanagi. From a certain perspective, he was practically invincible. Danzo also had Shisui Uchiha's stolen Mangekyo Sharingan, and when he unleashed his full power against Sasuke, it became clear why he was so respected, why he could rule that Anbu branch with an iron fist and almost become Hokage amidst all that chaos. Orochimaru. This might surprise you, but yes, Orochimaru was once an Anbu ninja. In fact, that period was one of the most important in his shinobi career. While details are scarce, we know he participated in several secret missions during and after the Second Ninja War. It was also during this time that he conducted many of his twisted experiments, including Danzo's arm and the creation of Yamato, among others, like crafting new bodies for himself. And of course, we all know Orochimaru, one of the legendary Sannin, an absurdly powerful and intelligent ninja, though completely evil and megalomaniacal. Shisui Uchiha. Shisui Uchiha, a member of the Uchiha clan who served in the Anbu, is considered one of the most powerful Uchiha in history. He died young, but had already reached the level of highly experienced shinobi, especially in genjutsu. Shisui was one of the rare Uchihas to awaken the Mangekyo Sharingan, and his was absolutely terrifying. With genjutsu, he could manipulate people's minds, implant false memories. He truly believed he could stop the Uchiha coup just by using that power. In the end, he was killed as part of Danzo's conspiracy, but in terms of sheer power, only one Anbu member was stronger than him, and at this point you probably already know who that is. Itachi Uchiha. Of course, it's the legendary Itachi Uchiha, Sasuke's older brother, and arguably the most impressive ninja of all before Naruto and Sasuke came into their own. Itachi Uchiha, an absolute phenomenon, and in the Anbu he was no different. He served alongside Kakashi in the Anbu, but by the age of 13 he was no longer under anyone's command. He was already an Anbu captain, leading his own team. There wasn't a single ninja who didn't recognize Itachi's power. Even Danzo, the Root leader, was afraid of him. And that only made the Uchiha massacre even more terrifying. In one single night, Itachi exterminated his entire clan, his own family, including his parents. He left only Sasuke alive, his much younger brother. Itachi is, without question, the strongest member the Anbu has ever had, despite everything that happened in his tragic story, and Sasuke's, and the Uchihas as a whole. But now I want to hear from you. Do you agree? Disagree? Who do you think is the most powerful ninja to have ever served in the Anbu? Let us know. Share your opinion in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that quick like. It really helps us a lot. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and stay tuned for everything happening right here. Thank you.